Hello everybody, I am Sachin. I am back, and let's talk about cricket today because I was watching a match between second one day between India and Australia in Australia that was being live at Sony 6 HD. I noticed something that I did not like, so I just thought, why not let's discuss this thing. Okay, I'll talk with you about the history of cricket broadcast in India, how the things have evolved over the years. And my memory goes back till late 80s and early 90s, so we'll be starting from there only. Let's start the journey. And something special happened in 92, something special happened in 93, 95, 96, and so on. We will discuss what happened and when. Just have some patience. Okay, till late 80s and early 90s, we had only one medium of television broadcast where we could find the broadcast, that was on Doordarshan only, because there were no Star Sports, there was no 10 Sports, there was no Sony 6 that we have right now, or there was no Z Sports, nothing like that, only Doordarshan. So whatever matches were played in India, one day were definitely broadcast here because it was in our home territory. But sometimes test matches as well, but it was not a surety. When India used to go abroad, important countries like Australia and Pakistan and some of the other countries were definitely covered for one days. May not be about the test matches because test matches were not as interesting as one day, so the broadcast was not very much regular. In one series from one Pakistan series was covered live, test matches as well, but not other countries. But one days, yes, most of the countries we were covered on Doordarshan. Till 91 it was fine, but 91 to India toured Australia for the tri series, India, Australia, and West Indies, and that was followed by the World Cup. Very first time I noticed an improvement in the television coverage. Why? First, we'll come to that later on as well. First, the quality of pictures which were produced by the Australian broadcasters, and the way they were broadcasting you, not the quality but the camera angles. Something like there was a run out shot, something like that. The ball is bowled and the people were running to take the runs, and there was a chance of run out. So before being the batsman run out, if they found that the person may be run out because it was hard to make the ground, they used to shift the feed to the square leg umpire camera, that horizontal one that is used for to track the run out for the third umpire decision. So they were not showing from that the front camera, they were showing from that square leg camera when there was a chance of a batsman being run out. That was never happening in India because that was something really advanced, and those people were ahead of all of us. So that was something that I noticed in early 90s, the World Cup and the series in Australia. Then 1993, England came. Before that, Doordarshan was producing all the pictures, very ordinary quality pictures. The cameras were from Doordarshan. 1993, in India, BCCI gave the contract to TWI. TWI is Transworld International. That's a company that covers the sporting events. It has some experience. That company is from some other country, not from India. I think it's from England. I'm not very sure. They came up with their equipments. They came with their advanced technology. They installed their cameras, and it was very first time. Before that, Doordarshan was using their cameras, but now TWI was using their cameras. Yes, the broadcast was on Doordarshan only. Doordarshan was the broadcaster, but the pictures are produced by TWI cameras. So the quality of resolution in those pictures went quite high, and that was quite visible. Another thing, in 93 we had satellite television. We had a channel called Prime Sports, if you remember, which is now Star Sports now. That used to be Prime Sports, but a few years later it was turned to Star Sports. That came. So most of the matches abroad, not in India but outside as well, were covered by Star Sports. So if there was any match in Australia or maybe South Africa, all were you were showed that would be beamed by Star Sports. Then they started covering test matches as well. 93 gave us Prime Sports, TWI to India. 95 we had a channel, if you remember, ESPN, that came to India, and as per the reports, it got the rights to broadcast next 10 years cricket matches which were to be played in India from then. Domestic rights matches played in India. So they were having a fight with Star Sports. Star Sports were running for the rights, but they were denied. So Star Sports targeted the World Cup, which was the second World Cup played in India, 1996 Wills World Cup. Feed was shared by Doordarshan, and satellite broadcast was on Star Sports also. ESPN was not doing anything because the rights were purchased by Star Sports and Doordarshan as well. Doordarshan being the terrestrial broadcaster. For the very first time in India, we got fantastic commentary team, the likes of Tony Gregg, Ian Chappell, Richie Beno, all those people came from Australia and commented for the Indian event. For the very first time in the world, in the history of cricket coverage, 14 cameras were used in the World Cup final that was played in India. So, and it was World Cup, second World Cup with colored clothing. So that was the addition that we had in 1996. Foreign people, foreign broadcasters coming. World Tile came down in association with Grand Slam Sports. Renowned commentators came down to India, and they covered they did the commentary part. Pictures were produced by World Tile cameras, quite fantastic. All right. Then the next change came in. When next change came when we had so many channels. We had 10 sports, we had Z sports as well. Then now we have things like Hotstar, YouTube, and so many channels on internet live, YouTube, and so many things now we have. Today I was going through the match. India versus Australia in Australia. One thing I noticed, the quality of commentary, what they were, the kind of commentary team that Sony people have made to say that they are commentating for us. I'm really sorry to say that looks to me much below the expected standards. Harsha Bhogle was fine, Sanjay Mandekar was fine, but Murli Karthik and Ajit Agarkar, I was never expecting. They were commentating when there was a lot of excitement going on the field, so they were not able to generate the kind of buzz that I had experienced in 1999 tour, 2003 tour, all the previous tours with the late Tony Gregg, late Richie Beno, Bill Lowry, Ian Chappell. Where were those names? That happened probably because Sony 6 is the broadcaster, the distributor for India. But the production team today for this tour is Fox Sports. That means Fox Sports had the contract from Cricket Australia. They are producing the pictures, they are having their cameras, and the original commentary team is appointed by them. What we are getting on Sony 6 is the feed from Sony itself, the different commentary team. And I was searching for if I could find the feed from Fox that was for everybody. That was the global feed, not for Sony. So I found that Adam Gilchrist, Marwan Atapattu, and there was one more person, Shane Warne. All are fine, but they are not the established people that 9 Network Australia, or the more famous Channel 9, used to give us in 99, that 92 World Cup, 2003 India's tour, and all the previous tours. Since we did not have Channel 9, since we did not have they did not win the contract of broadcasting in Australia. Channel 9 did not win the contract. It is Fox Sports. So we are feeling the kind of difference that even I was expecting, because 9 Network Australia is quite pioneer in terms of sports coverage, but Fox Sports, I was not expecting the kind of standards 9 has maintained over the years. Just like in India, when we think cricket, it's Star Sports. Sony 6 doesn't even come close. No 10 Sports. So that was completely exposed. Sony 6 commentary team, very weak. I was not interested, not up to the mark at all. There was no Ian Chappell, there was no Sunil Gavaskar. Sunil Gavaskar is bound with the contract with the Star Sports, so we could not have that great man. Ravi Shastri is the coach, so he cannot commentate. He's not commenting on ESPN on Star Sports as well. He just cannot do. But we could have had some better people from abroad, even maybe from India. But we did not even try. I think I don't know what they had. So I found. You can say the lowering of the standard of commentary that the original global feed that we used to have in Australia from Nine Network, Australia, and what the Fox is doing. The original feed has gone down in terms of commentary, picture quality, visuals are absolutely fantastic. There is no issue about that. Absolutely top class coverage they are doing as far as video quality is concerned. But as far as audio is concerned, the commentary team of Fox and our Sony team, I'm really sorry, I'm not liking that. Glenn McGrath is fine, but as an expert he's fine, but as a commentator or somebody like Ajit Agarkar or Murli Karthik, I'm really sorry, I'm very much disappointed. So I just want to know, according to you, only visuals matter to you, or the quality of commentary does make a difference? This is the question that I would like to ask you, because for me, if the commentator is good, it gives, you can say, some kind of addition or some kind of a jump or a kind of push to the kind of excitement level that we are having on field. Fantastic video plus exciting commentary as well. So this is something that I thought I should be sharing with you. History of cricket broadcast from black and white TV on the Doordarshan pictures, very ordinary quality. Then came this Australian tour. Then we had TWI into India. Then we had 96 World Cup, 14 cameras, Worldtel cameras. Then now we have so many channels, production companies, and TV channels as well. I just hope they go back to the better standards, go back to the original standards I was expecting. Let's see what the next tour has in store for us. Good quality audio I would like to have, and I think Fox Sports and Sony people just listen to what I am saying, because there are so many cricket enthusiast people who are not very much interested in IPL, but yes, real cricket where the countries are involved, emotions are involved, nationalities are involved, because this is real cricket for me. All right. Thank you so much. मिलेंगे next week. मिलेंगे next video में. See you next time. All the best. Enjoy cricket. Bye.